first long form piece of content. We're gonna be interviewing a pretty special surfer. In my opinion, one of the most underrated guys here in Southern California. He's a big wave surfer. He surfed waves like Teahupo'o, Puerto Escondido, Mavericks, Todos Santos. He's one of the best guys around. And today, we're gonna do a day in life series, basically hang out with him, get to know him, have a surf, and enjoy some food after. Let's get to it. Sage. What up, bro? Good seeing you.
My grandma's sleeping, so we can come check out the boards.
Okay.
And then let's get out there and go surf.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna check out some boards by Sage, go over his quiver, and let's go check it out. So this is your pipe quiver, and it looks like this has been rode quite a few times.
Yeah, this is, honestly, these boards are like, this thing's like 2 years old. This thing's seen a lot of action. This thing's like...
Any one that you prefer more than the other?
Probably this board right here.
Okay. So break it down, like what kind of,
this
have you got
like
some...
beat up though.
Okay. Assuming you got some good waves then, huh?
Yeah, the wave that I got at pipe from second reef for my board speared me in the calf. This is the actual board. And then I took it to Wedge the next summer, and then I got like that one that I backdoored and did like a flip out of.
Okay. Would you say the Wedge is good training grounds for pipe, or how would you compare the Wedge for everything else?
The Wedge is our only spot in California where you can really like feel like a lot of power and like really have to take off late. And then there's backwash too and stuff, and like, so if you can kind of figure out how to surf out there and start making waves out there, you're gonna be able to make waves at pipe. Yeah. And then if you make waves at pipe, you're gonna be able to make waves at chopes. Yeah. And then that's kind of what life's like.
So we're going to the next round of boards by Sage. Yeah. So these are your guns right here, right?
Yeah. So these are my older guns from Estrada. My like first like legit big wave I got on this thing at Todos. Okay. That one backside when I was like young, like super blue day.
Was that 2015, 2016, or is that even later and earlier?
I think like 2015 or 14.
Was that when you were sharing the wave with Greg Long?
No, that was like the like couple of years later actually. Okay. But yeah, so I got my first wave on this board. Sick. So a really special board for me, and I'll probably always have it. Nice. And then this one's the second board. This is the wave that I got behind Greg Long and I ate it.
Oh, sure. Okay. So that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, the one you were just talking about. And
okay.
We got some like more...
Bring it down. I'm pretty sure it might hit the ceiling on some of them. But...
Yeah, these ones are chill. We can do these. They still got some Vista stickers on this one. No longer on Vista. And then this thing. See, these boards are all kind of beat up, so that's why like I just ordered like a new...
And you find a difference with the tail? I noticed for here, you got more of a kind of a round. Yeah. And then you got kind of the interesting shape on here. Do you notice a difference when you're on the board, or?
This board was kind of like more like I was like going for Haleiwa, like sunset with that one. And the fin box is smoked on that thing. And then the diamond tail, I rode it for the first time at Porto a couple of years back, and I really liked it. So, yeah, I threw it on a couple boards, and it's been feeling really good. This board's really sick. I rode it at Seal.
So it works at Seal too?
Yeah, it works at Seal. Sick. Works at Wedge. Works at fucking Pipeline. Sorry for cussing. And then yeah, everywhere at Tahiti.
Sick. So pretty good all around board then for bigger waves, heavier surf.
Yeah, for getting barreled, like Greg's boards are really sick. And they're not even his best boards. This board, it's just, my friend did art on it for my friend that passed away.
Oh, sure, okay.
So that's kind of a really cool board for me. And then this is the last. Dang, okay. This thing's a 6'8". This thing's, like, really nice. So it's still in pretty good condition. Just clean off the wax off the bottom and stuff, and then it's ready to go.
Sick.
So, yeah, I just ordered a 9.6. I'm trying to like go more thicker towards the nose.
What do you think that'll do for you? Just getting the waves easier?
Paddling. Yeah, paddling. Like I went up to Mavericks at last fall, and I was feeling kind of some other guys' boards, and like having more volume up towards the front, it feels like you could just get a 50-foot wave. Like like actually, you
Yeah.
know, like you would be able to catch it. If you're in the pinnacle of like where you need to be, like you're gonna get the wave.
Okay, so it sounds like you'll be able to get the wave easier and also build some confidence too while doing so.
Yeah, you're like, I can get this, like I know I can get this wave with this board.
Yeah.
The only thing is just like not having any doubt for that period where you're going for it.
Yeah. So it seems like volume's big thing for
yeah.
bigger waves. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you wanna definitely have like enough board. And then there's a such thing as too much board. Like some guys will have like 11-foot board. And it looks like they can't turn it, kind of.
How does fins work for bigger waves like that when you're starting 30, 40, 50-foot waves?
You're supposed to kind of ride smaller fins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Like
so
smalls, extra small, like
yeah, like
below?
super small fins. Like the boards that like Peter Mello and those guys are riding, they're riding like these little fins, and like the Mavericks guys, they all have like these little tiny fins.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know exactly what the theory behind that is, but kind of on that one, I've just kind of trusted on like, alright, yeah, small fins.
And then I guess we'll go down to your other boards. Is that more your fun wave boards?
Yeah, yeah. Those I got a twin fin and a swallowtail in my car that are like the sickest little fucking boards.
Sick. We'll go check them out right now. Let's go. So these are your fun wave boards right here?
Yep.
This is kind of a go-to for you at 56, huh?
Every day, surf on this thing. My favorite board. Literally could ride it like 2 foot 28th Street, like super mushy, and still have so much speed and like just literally like you'll like maybe you'll be deep on a wave and you just do one high line around the section, you'll fly around.
Dang.
And then
you have it as a twin setup too, huh?
Yeah, so that makes it go faster, and then the rounded tail. You know how most twins have like a kind of a wing tail?
Yep.
This allows it to not really be as sticky. It's way looser.
Okay.
And then it also will hold rail when you're not trying to slide out. So when you're not kicking the tail and you have more weight on your front foot, like using the rail more, it'll hold. And then once you start to try to kick the tail and slide, it'll do that immediately.
Okay.
So you have control of whatever you want to do with that. And then also at waves at like the wedge.
Take this out the wedge too?
Wedge.
Okay.
Chopes when it's like smaller inside ledge. I really want to ride it at pipe this winter. I want to get a second reefer and just roll in and see what happens. But I really feel confident on this board. Since the last few years I've been really riding at the wedge and stuff. So.
And this is the same board you rode since like a couple years ago? You always get a new model?
Yeah, no, this is my model right here.
Sick.
We don't really have a name for it yet, but.
And then always FCS too, or go futures?
Yeah, FCS. So, theory behind this, what's his name? Micaiah Jones.
So yeah, rings a bell. Yep.
Just passed away.
Yep.
So I heard that one of his fins like hit him in like the artery or something.
Yeah.
And not to say this has any connection or would have changed anything, but something similar happened to me when I was surfing. Chopes by myself when it was like a smaller day, and I was out there and I had pulled into a barrel and my board flipped over and I landed on the fins, and then I got sucked over on the fins, and like it was like literally on my like leg like right here.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't an FCS2, it would have fucking gone straight into my leg.
And what the FCS2, just break down for people that don't know, what do they do specifically?
They pop out. No,
Sick.
there's no screws. So when it hit like that, instead of slicing into my leg and maybe cutting some artery or something, it popped out.
Yeah.
And I was alone out there, like 45 minutes out. Like, if I would have got sliced, I would have died. So no connection, and have it like saying that I could have saved him or anything like that. Just to make that clear. But it did save me in a similar.
So the fin popped out right when it hit you.
Yeah, instead of it just literally killing me. So
that's an interesting insight. I never.
Yeah, I'd rather have the fin pop out and lose it than lose all my blood or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good point.
That's my theory on that. So
cool. Appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah. This is just like a. Feel it? Check it out.
Pretty light, huh?
Well, yeah, it's honestly has some dings in it, so it's probably a little waterlogged, not as light as it usually is. need to take better.
And this is a go-to as well. So like when it comes to making a decision as to whether to ride that board or that board, is there something that, let's say when you look at the waves, there are specific conditions that come to mind, or?
If there's like a lot more push, I'll ride this one.
Okay, push so a little more hollow, or how?
Yeah, like more hollow, and
Okay.
then if it's a little flatter,
Okay.
more mushy, I'll ride this thing because it goes over flat sections. But I'll also ride this if it's like all time and firing. So
Yeah. Talk about the eggs real quick. I know you on your story. It seems like you. Is that a routine for you? Like down 5 to 10 eggs?
Yeah. I'll go like 8 to 6, and then sometimes I'll do a little 4-piece.
Any benefits you've seen with that?
Oh, for sure.
Or you on David Goggins mode? Is that kind
Dude,
of?
it's just primal.
Primal.
You're attacking. The main thing is just like keeping myself doing stuff that's good for me and that's like benefiting me, and then so I'm not just going through my time. I'm kind of growing through it, and
Yeah.
I keep myself in a good place mentally, because if you don't have any purpose, you're gonna go back to pleasure and comfort,
Sure.
and like things that will like affect you in a negative way. So it's like
You are
the
over the speed
pain of
limit.
suffering is worth it when it has a purpose and you're willing to do it.
Yeah.
And just staying locked into why am I doing this, and having that intention set for each day, each workout.
And your purpose, what would you say that is for you?
My purpose is, it's a big question.
We're getting deep here in the car.
Purpose is to inspire my family and friends to go after their mountain or their dragon, climb it, slay it.
And is that done through surfing, or is it just as a whole?
Yeah, surfing, and then just trying to be more positive and stuff, and leave like a positive impression on my environment. And really, if I do get to a great level where one day where like people are like inspired to be at that place, I really want to make sure that I'm like down to earth, and like once I come in from whatever I'm doing, I set that down, and like I'm a normal human at the end of the day who has feelings just like everyone else, and isn't on some stoop or pedestal to cast stones down on people, because it's like one of those little like mantras, little things I've been saying to myself is, those who are last will soon be first.
Those who are last will soon be first. Okay. And what does that mean to you?
So it's like, yeah, right now, able people are ahead of you, and they don't support you, and they don't acknowledge you and stuff.
Yeah.
But one day, they're gonna be in your position, and you'll be in theirs.
Interesting.
And you can show them love that they never showed you before.
Wow.
And that's the greatest rebellion. That's the only acceptable revenge, is to not be like the person that hurt you or whatever that is. If you were always conscious of your breath, you could always be in a meditation.
Quick little readjustment on the cam, huh?
Little double chin.
Yeah. You're just flexing jawline. Mewing.
Mewing, yeah. Bro, you gotta breathe through your nose and fucking...
The tongue to the roof
of your mouth, yeah. Let's get a little something from All Cap.
Alright.
Like, not like I don't want full food, I just want a snack.
Snack? Yeah,
like
you're good,
coffee or something.
That's cool.
Dude, fuck. Look at this clip from yesterday.
That real quick.
Hasn't been posted yet.
Oh, smokes, huh? Clubby.
Clubba. Where all the boys come. You guys wait in order?
Break down the coffee. What do you usually get?
I kind of just mix them whatever they got.
So full blend. Neapolitan or what?
I know. A little roast.
Oh, this is the jet, yeah?
Jet.
For you, bro. Oh. I'm really big on like executing best, if that makes sense. Like excellence, best. And, like living out like the dream lifestyle. You know, it's like I was like working in real estate. Like, do I really want to be doing real estate for 10 years or longer? You know, it's like, do I want to be a real estate agent? Yeah. It's like, try to do a bigger risk and just go all in on something sick.
Yeah.
Make sick connections, have a sick lifestyle with surfing, build a brand around that, and just kind of live it up from there.
That's a good answer.
Plan on doing it all: Waimea, Pipe, Sunset, Hollywood.
Yeah, I wanna go post up at Pipe, and then looking at like Jaws and stuff.
Yep. That'd be first timer at Jaws?
Yeah, first time ever at Jaws.
Sick.
Really nice to get a sick wave out there. It's like, it looks like it's like a mixture between like V-Land and Sunset, and just like 40 feet.
Okay.
But, which is really scary to think of.
What's your favorite wave in Hawaii when you go?
Probably. Well, I mean, obviously Pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get a good wave out there, it's like the best wave ever.
Yeah.
Because it's so so satisfying because like it's such a hard wave to get.
Yeah.
And out of like 100 guys, you got that wave.
Gnarly.
Which is and that's like the coolest thing about surfing big waves too, is like when you do get a big wave, it's like there's all these legends out, and out of all those legends, you got that wave.
Yeah.
So maybe you're not a legend yet, but if you keep doing that,
Stacking them.
one day there'll be a person that was in your position, like, you know.
Yeah.
Got some lemon pepper, thin sliced tomato, avocado, cream cheese, everything bagel.
Damn, alright. Pre-surf.
We should go for it.
Oh, bro.
We should get it.
Down
Let's
for
do
the
it.
plane.
Let's do it.
Want me to try it?
Let's
I'll
do
try it.
No, I want to hold it. Oh, yeah. God, Jack gives him.
I guess what up.
John was like super nice and gave me like my one good wave.
The clubby. Talk about the
club,
clubby.
yeah, the club. I looked at him and he was like, he didn't really like seem like he was like fully like committed to going, and then I was like, fuck it, I want it, and then he gave it to me. So it was nice because he called me down to surf and he didn't take the wave from me. So John West, the man, that surf guy. He's also got multiple personality disorder because he's also like a 50-year-old.
I know.
Lot
it's
lizard
crazy.
surfer.
Have you seen that movie Split?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that guy.
Yeah, with the beast. Yeah, no, it was an awesome session. Fun waves.
All right, let's get into it. So what do we got here?
We're at Gallows. We got roast beef provolone. They don't like being filmed, but they got really good food. And if you're in Newport Beach, come check them out.
There we go. Quick plug.
They got lucky.
Taste test. So this is your go-to or what?
The bread's like way better than Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
And so it's like,
Authentic.
yeah, good bread makes it way better.
All right. Sounds good. Ready to dive in?
Yeah, see what you think, bro.
My bad. Let's see. Right now. Got I'm pretty plain. Bacon, turkey, ham, lettuce on white. About to go dog mode though, you know?
Oh, good.
Got a fucking big ass white thing. That's not a good look, huh? Oh man.
pretty good.
So we just had some good food. Now, is this one of your favorite beaches, or what's this spot mean to you?
Well, my dad made a film with me when I was younger, and we came down here and we shot one of the scenes, so that was always something that I could kind of come here and kind of reminisce on, because like as you get older, you don't get to spend as much time with pops, you know.
Got it.
So having those memories, when you go to like certain places, you kind of like have a little deja vu. So
Yeah.
come down here and just hang out, tan on the beach. It's usually nobody here. So.
Yeah, low-key beach. And
Nice.
also, just right around the corner is the Wedge.
Yeah, literally 2 jetties away.
Tell me about
The
that.
Wedge.
I know you've been surfing there since, what, 2015, 2014, or even earlier?
I was 12 years old when I got my first good wave out there, 11 when I surfed it from the first time,
Okay.
and I'm 21 now, so almost a decade of surfing it.
Okay.
And actually getting waves, and it's been the biggest stepping stone for me, getting onto like waves like Pipeline and Teahupo'o, and being able to go surf other heavy waves in the world.
Yeah.
And have success, especially like Puerto too. Just got back from there, had an awesome trip, was able to go down there alone, made it happen. Nobody wanted to come with me, but I felt the intuition pulling me there, and so I followed it and ended up really getting rewarded for that.
Nice. And then what inspired you to get into big waves, right? So you have like guys that do the world tour, right? Doing the competitive series. Like, what got you into big wave surfing specifically, especially at a young age, 11 years old?
I really was pushed by my dad to get into it, honestly. And there was times where, like, when I was younger, like, I was really scared to go out, and he was like, get out there. It's like, it was almost like having someone, like a Hawaiian mentality where like you're at a pipe house and the older guys are like, get out there. And you're like, and you're like, you don't want to, and then after you do it, you realize that you were always capable, and you're just happy that you did it. And so looking back on it, like, my dad literally gave me the keys to be able to do this stuff and put me in all the right positions. And I remember I went up to Mavericks for the first time, and like, we're in the parking lot and there's these guys paddling out, and I'm like, I think 14 years old, and he comes up to him, he's like, can you take my son out?
Yeah.
And they're like tripping out, because it's like, when you first pop up on the scene, it's like, who's this person?
Yeah.
Like, kind of, and especially a young kid having responsibility and taking them out, they're like pretty like thrown off, but they ended up doing it. And so he was kind of the guy who was able to not feel any way about just going up to somebody and asking them for help, and
Sure.
like, getting connections and stuff. In Hawaii, he's helped out some really awesome people over there.
So it seems like your dad's played a pretty integral role in your life with surfing,
Yeah.
big wave surfing, that sort of thing.
So yeah, basically what got me into big wave surfing was my dad, and then I fell in love with it in the process of getting over the fear.
Sure. Okay. And then with that being said too, do you think this is something that's naturally born in you to surf big waves? I know your dad pressured you, or do you think it's like this is something that can be developed and then over time they get into it?
I think it's kind of like if you have the instinct, the killer instinct, to kind of just like tap into that almost psychotic, like your actions are almost psychotic, but you're not seeing them that way. You don't see all the dangers. You see like the path through.
Yeah.
So whether that's like, there's so many ways to go and find that, and the thing about big wave surfing is that's just my way of facing that fear in life and stuff, and then trying to learn that lesson and take it into the rest of my life outside of the water.
Sure.
With what, like, maybe it's like going to talk to a girl or something. It's like, why am I so in my head about this? Like I can do that. Like,
yeah.
It's not a big deal. And so like, if you can go surf a big wave, maybe you can go talk to that girl that you're scared to talk to, or like make that phone call to somebody who can really help you out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, shouldn't be afraid to do some of these other things, and trying to like take that lesson of just all it takes is 10 seconds of courage,
to get over that hump, and then you realize there was never really anything to be so worried about.
Sure. Where do you see yourself? Is it like on the Big Wave World Tour? I'm not sure. It sounds like it's still around, but where do you want to take big wave surfing?
Right now it's all for the love. I'm not really making a profit off anything I'm doing. It's sustainable right now, and I just want to work as hard as I can for this next year, and maybe that'll open it up the next year, and it makes sense to keep doing it, and a couple years go by, and then maybe I get another 5 years, and if I play my cards right, it's like the best is yet to come, and just realizing that it's a marathon and it's not a sprint.
Now I kind of want to get into like the mentality side of things, right? So like, what kind of mentality are you going into it where it's like you're surfing 40, 50-foot waves?
I really think it comes down to the most simple little things, like stacking up like little wins within yourself and like your training, and then also your karma and like making sure that you're right within yourself.
Yep.
Because what you put out in the world is going to come back to you, and if you're right within yourself, externally you're going to attract good things.
Yep.
And if you're living in a false reality and you're not putting out positivity and you're kind of taking, and you're going to get humbled by life. So I really want to make sure that I have a lot of good karma and my training's there, and just being right internally, so externally I'll attract good situations.
I know we talked about the mental a bit, right? So what are some scary situations you've been in with big waves? Because I'm sure you've probably been there a few times.
I got a handful, but the ones that I remember the most, my first experience where I definitely could have died was at Keiki.
Oh wow.
On the North Shore, and it was huge, and it was breaking almost like the Wedge, but it was like 10 feet bigger than I'd ever seen the Wedge, and like
wow,
really, really powerful. And Matai Drolet and my buddy Makanapang were out in the morning, and they were surfing, and they got some waves, and then they gave us a call, and I was talking to Matai, and he was saying I was firing, so I grabbed my 7.6, went down there, got out there, and then ended up getting like a really big set coming in, and I like went on one of the first waves of the set.
Yeah.
And I ended up straightening out, and like wave caught up to me, and I got smoked, and the water would come up the beach, and then when it came back down after, it sucked me right back into the impact zone, and that happened like 4 times.
Damn.
And then like the 5th wave landed right, it hit me right in the head. And then I came up, and I was like seeing stars, and I like just barely got out past the impact zone, and I got sucked out like a quarter mile out, and I was like out there, and I look in, and my buddy Kalani and Makana were out as well, and they're like screaming, and then I'm like waving, and they think I'm like celebrating, and then Kalani realized that I was in trouble, and he paddled over to me, met me halfway. I started swimming over him. He gave me his board, and we started making our way in. He swam in, and I paddled in. We ended up making in. Right when we got to the beach, a jet ski pulled up that was gonna save me. So
dang.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. And then not this summer that just happened, summer before.
Yep.
I went to Tahiti after. I was having like a lot of like concussion problems. First trip back, like feeling good.
Wait, concussion problems. Kind of talk about that a bit. What happened there?
I was just like went after a Hawaii season. I was surfing pipe a bunch, and
Was this recently or?
This is 2021.
Okay.
I think the winter.
So you're 19 at this time, right? Around there?
Or 2022, yeah.
Okay, 1920, okay.
Yeah. And then, I was just surfing pipe, like, all the time, and I was just getting the best waves of my life, but also getting the most beat down I ever had out there, and was, like, there's a couple times I saw, like, kind of got rocked, like, was seeing stars and stuff, and I just kept surfing, and then I ended up messing my leg up.
Dang.
And when I came back from Hawaii, wasn't feeling like myself and stuff. I was having like trouble sleeping, and then I ended up hitting my head just like got whacked in the back of the head
By your board?
by my board.
Dang.
And then that like triggered like all the other
Yeah.
concussions, and then I was like
Oh.
kind of like training hard, and then I started really like getting bad where I just have headaches and stuff, and like bright lights were bothering me, and like sounds were really sensitive to that, and yeah, having like mood swings, and was like having a lot of dark thoughts and stuff, and
Wow.
like not being able to move around. I already have a tendency to have like some depression and anxiety, and like not being able to get into my body and stuff because of the concussion put me into even a darker place. So coming out of that place and then going to Tahiti, I was my first surf trip back, and wasn't really prepared, wasn't in the best mindset either, you know,
Yeah.
like wasn't really sure of myself. And the first swell at Teahupo'o, like got back out there, got a sick wave, and then that swell was over. A couple days later, another one was coming, and the first day of the swell, I got burned on a wave, and then when I was trying to make it back out, like a West Bowl landed like right on me, like on the inside, came out of the channel and just stuffed me like into a hole in the reef, and I was like underneath the reef, and I like when I went like this, there's reef above me, so I like grabbed above me, pulled myself out of it, and then trying to get up, and my leash was stuck in the reef, and then so I couldn't get up, and the water drained out for the next wave coming, and I got a breath right before that, and then that happened again, got another breath, next wave, and then the third time it happened, I got a breath, and the wave hit, and then my leash broke, and I got blown over the reef into the lagoon. And I swam in, and then my buddy Ryan, his wife Florette, took me to the hospital, and I got 5 staples in my head.
Wow. So you had back-to-back, kind of like from the concussion to the staples. Like,
yeah.
Where was your mentality? Like, how were you feeling after all that?
I was just kind of stoked to be back in Tahiti and stuff, and
Yeah.
I literally just I like recovered for like 2 weeks, and then the code red swell
Yeah.
popped up on the forecast, and it was saying 30 to 40 feet, like tow
Yeah.
day, at like best tow day, biggest tow day
Uh-huh.
that I had ever seen, and I was there, and I ended up lucking out and being able to go surf, and
Talk about that wave if you could.
I was able to be a part of one of the coolest days I've ever been a part of in surfing, and maybe like the most vulnerable state of mind I've ever been. And it was like when I was like least prepared, it was like that was the day that I was there, and I was able to rise to the challenge and get myself to turn like the mind off, and I ended up getting a couple waves and met a huge goal.
Sick.
Right, and so that was like a massive confidence uplifting, getting the belief back in myself.
Yeah.
And then I came home and followed the swell back to the Wedge, and I got the best wave I've ever gotten out there, back
Yeah.
to the middle peak, and that was great summer.
That's a good story. So it's basically like back-to-back on adversity, then back-to-back on wins to kind of like build up the confidence again, huh?
Oh, for sure. I feel like right when you have the biggest challenge, after that is the biggest opportunity.
Yeah.
And so if you can hold through that challenge and kind of stay in the pocket, stay in the fight, that opportunity's right there after it, and all you have to do is pull the trigger on it, and magic will happen.
Like, what are some of your goals or some of the unknowns you want to explore with surfing?
Goals, yeah, the Mavericks left. I really want to try and get a backdoor left out there. It'd be a huge goal for me. And
What would that do for you?
I think that'd kind of put my name in stone. If I like really got a big one, I think like that would.
For most surfers, is that a hard wave to conquer, or is it just something that's just kind of like a highly prized kind of
It's
position?
something that hasn't been tapped into to its fullest potential.
Okay.
So there's been people that have been getting less, like John Mel, Luca Padua, Hunter, a bunch of these local guys that are getting sick waves, Manny.
Yep.
Mavericks guys, and like Nick Von Rupp went out there, got a sick one, and those guys are all in pursuit of that. So like if I was ended up being the guy to do it, like that would really mean a lot, because there's a lot of very high profile names in the big wave community that are looking at that, you know?
Sure.
And so if you do that, if you're one of the first people to do something like that, it's like that's where you're gonna set yourself apart and really have something that not a lot of people have, and that's worth watching. And so I just want to keep pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. So Jaws as well, go get.
That's probably this year, right? Or this coming year, probably
get
early
a
next
backside
year?
barrel out there would be crazy.
Sick.
And then I want to go to that wave, Mulligmore, and go surf that wave.
Yep.
And then go get a pint of Guinness after. That's a goal of mine.
Sick. So, and these are all visuals you're having in your
Yeah,
head.
visuals. I want to get, like, the wave of the winter is not really a thing anymore, with, like, money-wise.
Yeah.
But for the love and the passion of it, and the respect is still there. So
Yeah.
to get a wave where people are like, that was the best wave of the year at Pipe, and not being someone who is necessarily a local out there, would be a really big goal of mine.
Cool.
And that could take a whole lifetime and still never happen. So it's definitely something I've thought about and visualized, and kind of like used as fuel to kind of push on days where there's nothing going on, and kind of like almost as if this is the game day, to work that hard and keep doing that, and then on the day where it actually, the opportunity is there, the preparation meets that, and then magic happens. So.
Awesome. Well, I'm stoked. And let's say, for people that are interested in your story, who you are, what you're looking to accomplish, where can they follow along for the journey and the things you're looking to achieve?
Honestly, I probably post most of my stuff on Instagram, and that's probably the best place to kind of.
And what's your handle?
On it, Sage_Burke, and just keep posting on there, and try and get more funding and stuff, because right now I don't have like a whole lot of backing to make the productions that I'd like to.
Yeah.
So it's just working with what I got, and if I keep posting stuff that's like pretty exceptional with low budgeting and not a lot of backing, it's like once I do get that, things are only going to get better. And it's working with what I have right now. I'm using the hand I've been dealt, and I'm very grateful for what I have, and not thinking about what I don't have going for me, but to really focus on what I do and use that. And also I have a lot of good connections that I've made with so many people. And, and just,
Great. Sponsors, if you're looking for a great surfer, big wave rider, Sage Burke is your guy. And I think that'll conclude a little talk session.
Dude,
so
radical.
Appreciate you taking the time to chat it up, especially at a beautiful beach like CDM, huh?
Yeah, look at that. So beautiful.
Cool. Well, guys, if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And also give me feedback on this piece of content as well. Tell me what you liked about it, what can be improved. And if you have any additional questions for Sage, maybe we could do another exclusive in the future. So thanks, guys. That concludes it. Peace out. Thank you.